Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If I could get your attention, please. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming our webcast viewers. My name is Gillian Riley. I have the distinct pleasure of being the president of the Canadian Club of Toronto. Viewers, thank you very much for joining us today. Our club offers members and guests a diversity of opinions that reflect the multidimensional nature of Canada's rich democracy. Here we offer access to dynamic political, business, and public figures. Today's event demonstrates that. Before I formally introduce our speakers, here's a quick snapshot of some upcoming events that we really hope you'll consider joining us. On Friday, June 1st, we will host a dynamic panel that addresses the volatility of Canada's real estate market. And on Wednesday, June 6th, we welcome Marianne Ewell, President and CEO of HP Canada, in conversation with Eva Wong, co-founder and COO of Borrowell. To order your tickets or to learn more about the club, please visit us at canadianclub.org. You can also join the conversation via Twitter and Instagram by following us at CDNCLUBTO or by using that hashtag. I do want to express a sincere thank you to today's event sponsors. Borden Ladner Gervais, BLG, represented by Jeff Graham, and TD Securities, represented by Moti Jungries. Thank you very much for your generous support and for supporting our events at the Canadian Club. And now our guest speakers. Members and guests, let me remind you that if you have questions or comments of our speakers, please jot them down on the Q&A cards that have been provided at your table, and we will have people collect them from your tables. Trade. It has garnered attention more than ever before, whether it involves renegotiating existing agreements or forging new ones. International trade remains firmly in the news cycle. I don't think you can pick up a newspaper and not read about trade. There are successful models of healthy bilateral trade relations out there. Today, we are pleased to shine the spotlight on the innovative Canada and Israeli Free Trade Agreement. Both countries have quietly focused on modernizing the agreement to make it more accessible, relevant, and productive. And I hope I don't spill any beans here, but a gender chapter is included in this agreement, which is quite an accomplishment. We're anxious to hear the details. We'll hear from François-Philippe Champagne, who was appointed Canada's Minister of International Trade in January 2017. The Honourable Minister is an experienced businessman, lawyer, and international trade specialist. He held senior roles in large international companies, including ABB Group. There he served as Vice President and Senior Counsel for the leading technology firm. Mr. Eli Cohen will take to our podium as well. Mr. Cohen has served as Minister of Economy and Industry for the State of Israel since January of 2017. Before his ministerial appointment, Mr. Cohen chaired a parliamentary reform committee. His leadership led to major reforms in Israel's banking system, capital market, pension, housing, and real estate markets. After some quick opening notes, the two gentlemen will be joined on stage by Martine Ehrman, who will pose some illuminating questions and take questions also from you, the audience. Martine is responsible for enterprise-wide banking initiatives at TD Securities and plays a key role on the firm's senior leadership team. Additionally, she chairs the board of directors of EDC and YMCA Toronto and sits on the board of directors of the TMX Group. We're very pleased that Martine could join us today. Please welcome Minister Champagne and Minister Cohen, and Ms. Ehrman. The Canadian Club of Toronto podium is now yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You did a great
Taking
job.
a different
Great
route, but
job.
I sit in in which seat of them?
You take that one.
That one?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. What a pleasure to be all together today here in Toronto. Usually they keep champagne for dessert, but I guess I'm the appetizer today with all of you. Listen, you've heard from our guest, we are marking history. And it's a real honor, obviously, to be with my colleague, Eli Cohen, which we've spent the last 2 days, and it seems that, you said we were elected at about the same time, we were appointed about the same time, and I'm just a bit older than him. So apart from that, we are pretty much in line with each other, and we were talking yesterday how much our friendship has grown. We met we had an event yesterday, we spent the whole day together, and still today in Toronto. So a real pleasure to be with all of you, and thank you for being here. And today it's more than just another ambitious trade agreement. What we're doing now is really a new progressive partnership to improve means of doing business between Canada and Israel, to make sure that we could do trade facilitation, that we cut red tape, the things that matter to you. My job, our job, is to convert paper into prosperity. So convert that agreement now into jobs, into order book, and making sure that you can all benefit from this agreement. So before I start, let me just recognize a few people. So I'll do all the recognition so we can jump into the discussion and the question you have. The first person, obviously, I want to recognize is Minister Cohen. Thank you for taking the time to be in Canada. I don't think that the launch of our free trade would be anything like the same if you had not decided to come. We had a great event yesterday in Montreal. And on behalf of the whole Canadian community, feel at home, my friend. I think it's been yesterday. We signed formally the agreement. We had about 600 people at the event just for the signature. Just tell you how much excitement there is around what we're achieving today together. I also want to recognize Martin Ehrman. Martin is the new chair of EDC. This is the secret jewel in our department, managing more than $100 billion on behalf of Canadians. So, Martin, thank you for quite an achievement. If there's one thing I would have done in my mandate was to make sure that we found someone with all the qualities and expertise and everything you bring to the board, and make sure that you get on the board. So we are really pleased to have you on the board of EDC. Ambassador Lyons should be with us, and Barkan, Ambassador Barkan, the ambassador of Israel to Canada. Thank you, sir, for serving and making sure our countries are flourishing together, and you're doing a great job, and thank you. He's the only ambassador, Minister Cohen, who came to Shawinigan, so I have a special relationship, I must say. He came to see Shawinigan, my writing. I want to recognize also the chief scientist of Israel, Dr. Applebaum, which is with us. I saw him a second ago. Dr. Applebaum, thank you for taking the time to be with us. And yesterday we talked about artificial intelligence and many things we can do together. And I think your presence with us today is a testament of your interest in our relationship and what we can be doing together. Adiv Baruch, also, which is the chairman of Israeli Export Institute, is with us. Thank you very much, sir. Now we just made your job more easy. It's just, Minister Cohen said we want to do more and more. So now it's up to you. And I think I have also the chair of Invest in Canada there. So the chair of Invest in Canada is just there. So you guys can get together and make sure that we make the trade happen now that we want between our two countries, and certainly appreciate your presence in the delegation, which is very important. I also want to recognize Darlene Thibault. Darlene is from the EDC board, but Darlene was next to me in the plane coming from Montreal, so thank you for helping me with the speech today. You made great addition, helping me, making sure that I don't forget anyone, and making sure that we can work together. And finally, Colleen Kennedy and Jillian Riley of the Canadian Club in Toronto. Thank you for hosting us and making this event a real success. So thank you very much. I think I have not forgotten anyone. If I forgot anyone, I'm the only one to blame. And feel welcome. And obviously, this is a great day today. I think that what we're celebrating today is the next generation of free trade agreement. It's a free trade agreement for the 21st century. And I'll explain you why we have so much to be proud of what we have achieved together. We have improved what is already a very good relationship. And I want to say that Minister Cohen, I think the first agreement was 1997, and since then our trade has tripled. So today we're really embarking in a new journey, one which is going to propel us further, and we're very delighted to do that. L'amitié indéfectible entre le Canada et Israël s'étend sur plus de 70 ans et repose sur des valeurs communes, y compris la démocratie, l'égalité des sexes et évidemment le commerce progressiste. Notre peuple est profondément lié avec plus de 350 000 personnes qui vivent au Canada de communauté juive, soit la 4e plus grande communauté au monde. So what I was saying, Minister Cohen, is our people are deeply linked. And we saw it yesterday and throughout today with all the events that we're doing together. With over 350,000 Jews living in Canada, this is the 4th largest Jewish community in the world. And we are obviously very, very happy that you can all join us today to talk about how can we move that relationship forward. There are also 20,000 Canadians living and working in Israel, something I just noticed today, which is quite phenomenal as to what we can build together. We heard that TD has an office, I think, even in Tel Aviv, you said. So we just learned that at our table to make it very real, you know. Prime Minister Trudeau asked me to make trade real for people. Well, you have a good example here. I think it's your cybersecurity office in Tel Aviv. So we are already doing business together. And our connectivity has always been strong. And we are adding even more to people-to-people relationship, commercial and physical ties. This is only a catalyst for us to do more. And I really hope that together we will join in the movement and make sure that we use that agreement now to propel our trade between our two countries. You may remember that we signed a Blue Sky Agreement earlier this year that will see more planes obviously coming between Canada and Israel. And we know that mobility is essential for people-to-people ties to flourish. And I'm always very happy to see the Air Canada folks, which are sponsored at about every event we do in Canada. Not only we fly with you, but we see you on the ground. So thank you for making sure that we have more and more people connectivity, because we know that's the way to go to have more commercial relationship. You will know that our bilateral trade is about $1.7 billion. And yesterday, Minister Cohen, I'll let him tell you what challenge he put to a number of us about where we can go in reaching our full potential. And that's why you're here today. We want to embark you in this journey to reach our full potential. And you know that I was saying since we signed our agreement the first time, trade has tripled. So just imagine what we can do now with a very modernized agreement. And we are very proud because this agreement has allowed to move the needle in terms of the progressive element, but also to provide additional market access, namely for Canada, some agricultural products now which are going to come duty-free, fish and seafood in Israel, and we're very happy. And at the same time, we have been looking, how can we look at the future together? Canada, obviously, is looking beyond natural resources. Yesterday, we had the chance to talk about the super clusters across Canada and see how can we work together to make sure that we can bring our technology innovation together. But what we have accomplished in this agreement, let me take a moment. We have made it one of the most progressive in the world. This agreement today includes a chapter on gender, and I must commend our friend from Israel to say that this is the first ever chapter. We're writing history, ladies and gentlemen. This is an international law, the first time that you have a gender chapter that is subject to dispute resolution. This is the 3rd agreement in the world. There was the Chile-Uruguay one. The second one was Canada-Chile, and this is the 3rd one, and we're really delighted to cross that path with our friends from Israel. This is really something that the world is going to take notice of, and we are happy, obviously, to have moved the needle. But the agreement also includes section on corporate social responsibility, on intellectual property, on labor, the environment. And I want to say again, this is the first time, and I look at Mr. Cohen, that Israel has included the labor and environment chapter in a trade agreement. So we have a lot of firsts to celebrate, and I must say to the Israeli delegation, thank you for leading the way with us in terms of progressive trade in the world, and you deserve a round of applause. They are, as we embark in this modernized agreement, I think what you see is that two nations which share a number of values about democracy want to make sure that the rule-based order continues in the world. And I think this is the bigger message that we're sending to the world, is that we are both determined to make sure that trade is going to be both inclusive and progressive. On the inclusive side, the gender chapter will promote women in international trade, making sure that we look at gender-based analysis, making sure that we look at bringing more diversity in decision-making position, making sure that we share best practices and that we hold each other to account, which is a real step forward. And with respect to the environment and labor, I can only say that When people, I say Canadians have given us a broad mandate to engage in trade, but not at the expense of labor standards, not at the expense of environmental laws, not at the expense of governance principle, quite the opposite. We engage with the world as Canadians because we want to raise the standard. We know that trade should be a march to the top, not a race to the bottom. And what we have achieved with Israel is a testament to that, and I'm very, very proud. So I won't take too much time because I know that there's many things you want to talk about. We will talk also about research and development and innovation. I'm sure that Minister Cohen will talk to you about some of the great things that have been happening already. I think that he may tell you about one of the applications that you're using, which is from Israel, and he will have some things to say about that, I'm sure, just to bring it back, how much we have in common and how much we've been working together. But as I finish, I just want to say three things in conclusions to our Canadian friends and to those of you who are watching that from in Israel to Minister Cohen. I'd say let's seize the moment. Let's use this partnership to cement our relationship. I would say let's be ambitious. Let's not settle for less than our full potential. And let's make trade real for people, for workers, for families, for communities across Canada and across Israel. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a great discussion, and I want to thank you for being here today. Oh, my job, the most important job I had was to introduce Minister Cohen. So here comes Minister Cohen, the Minister of Industry and Economy of Israel, which you're hosting in Canada, and we're delighted, sir. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a great pleasure. Thank you. Thank you all. It's a great pleasure. Actually, I landed in Canada on last Sunday, and when I asked Honourable Cohen, which is dealing in my office with the international relationship, I told him we have 4 days. We need to be in the U.S., in the UN headquarters in New York. And I will answer any question, ma'am.
Agreement with Israel puts blood on the hands of Canadians. Right. Palestinians are calling for boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel.
Ils ont de la pratique, hein?
Why don't we, Madam, why don't we do something? Madam, why don't we do something? Read your statement. We'll listen to you.
It's
Just hold
okay.
on for a minute.
Champagne.
Benefiting from the murder of innocent
I promise after I will finish my speech, I will answer any question. But see, any question I will answer. Believe me, you see, I promise to anyone in the audience that I will answer any question. You know what is beautiful in Canada and Israel? That we are democracy. And in democracy, everyone can speak. Everyone. This is the values of the Western world. What you are doing here, you cannot do in any place in the Middle East beside Israel.
Okay.
So I'm telling you something. I promise that I will answer any question. So after I will finish my speech and they gave me 4 minutes, I will answer. Okay.
This is not our values. Canadians, we believe in freedom. We do not
Okay.
believe in murdering innocent people.
Madam,
Okay.
we have.
Hands off of me. We do
Madam,
not.
we will listen to you after. We are more than happy.
We
This
can
is
listen and
democracy. We have no problem. But for respect for you and the others in the room, if you let the minister finish, I will be more than happy to listen to you after with the minister. This is democracy.
Yes.
This is okay.
It's okay.
We should all feel good.
We should all feel good.
This is democracy.
Absolutely.
We should all feel good. This is actually express the value of democracy. This is also in our parliament. Then actually everyone can vote. Even the minorities are member in the Israeli parliament. Where actually in Israel, this is the only place when minorities can vote, can be elected to any job, even Israel. And of course, if anyone have any questions, please don't hesitate. I will answer everything. And once again, Minister Champagne, thank you for your close friendship. I just started to tell you that I landed in Canada. And we're going to the UN. I said that I will answer. You know, where I come from, it's in order to be polite. I promise you that I will answer any question. If you are a Palestinian in Gaza, why you shoot rocket this morning on Israel? Why? Why you shoot rockets? Why? You took $1 billion that you received from all around the world, and you dig tunnel, and you build rocket factory, build hospital, build school, build industrial zone. This is what you should do with the money. We gave you Gaza till the last millimeter. Instead of building hospital, instead of taking care of your people, you are shooting rockets. We send you medicine. We send you food. What we receive? We receive rockets.
Sir, you had the chance to make your statement.
You have
I'm
your
more than happy to engage with you after. This is democracy. You have the right to your opinion. This is okay. This is a democracy. I can tell you, we are more than happy to meet with you after. But for respect for the